Hey there, it's Lauren. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am continuing on with my 2018 beauty favorites. I'm doing my skincare one today. My makeup one should already be out, so I'll have that linked if you haven't watched it and are interested in it. But yeah, I'm focusing on skincare, some body, hair, like life-related products that I got into in this past year. So it's not just like the be-all, end-all, holy grails, just things I fell for, newer brands and some new releases and things like that that I found to be super duper special. And I'm gonna start this out like I started out my one that I did of the following year, and just kind of talking about a brand specifically that I really loved this last year. My one from the previous year was Jordan Samuel, but this year, still love Jordan Samuel, but this year I really fell in love with Botanical. I have featured a lot of her products in my videos over this past year. I've placed a couple of orders starting in the spring, and I've really loved everything that I've tried. I have not tried the range because she has a pretty great wide range of products, and I'm excited to try more. She's got a bunch of newer releases, but a few standouts for me definitely have been the Calming Elixir, the Lavender and Violet Calming Elixir. It's got ginkgo, hyaluronic acid, it's got the violet and hibiscus. It smells beautiful, it's very calming, works really good in pretty much any routines that I do, morning or night. If I want to like do a little masking situation and I want to like rehydrate it if it's a honey mask. And also I really love this for makeup application, both prepping my skin and like if I am like blending things in and they need a little help with that. This actually has been great for that. So I really loved this, and I believe this is like one of her newer products from this year. And then a couple others. I know I've talked quite a bit about the Balancing Whipped Oil with Blue Tansy. I mainly used this at night, but sometimes I'll use it during the day. I really like it for treating breakouts, irritated skin, and also just like lazy day skincare. Wonderful product. I've loved that quite a bit. And then this is the Skin Repair Balm with Yarrow. This is just a really great all-purpose balm. Both my husband and I use this pretty regularly, so I leave it out where he can grab it as well. It's nice and healing, nice and calming. It's just like a really good all-purpose product. Somewhat of a brand love, but also just like my favorite Beauty Heroes box this past year. It was my first year subscribing to any sort of subscription box, and I signed up somewhere in the middle of the year, and this one with the Josh Rosebrook was by far my favorite month, and I am so excited to try out more from this brand. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. But this was like my favorite sort of ritual masking moment. The box included the the Active Enzyme Exfoliator, the Advanced Hydration Mask, and the Hydrating Accelerator. And I really loved what all of these did for my skin, both individually and paired together. I really kind of stayed away from too many actives this past year. There was a couple of products that I used, but I really held back, and my skin actually really appreciated that, but I still needed some exfoliation here and there, and this was like the perfect amount with the Active Enzyme Exfoliator. Just kind of let it sit for a little bit, so I would get the chemical exfoliant, and then I would step into the shower and get my face a little bit wet and just like work it in as like a little bit of a physical exfoliant as well, and my skin just loved that. And then the hydration mask, this was quite the treat in the fall time when I got it. And then of course the Hydrating Accelerator was absolutely amazing. Got just the tiniest bit of it left. Going to be picking up a big size of this and then probably like decanting it to cart around, but this smelled amazing. Definitely two mists that I really fell in love with this year. So yeah, these were really great. And then another active that I really loved was the Farmacy Honeymoon Glow, their AHA resurfacing serum that they came out with this year. It's a mix of different AHAs. It's got hyaluronic acid and then their echinacea green honey. It's definitely kind of can be a little bit intense, Not like overly crazy intense, but just something that I couldn't use or won't use every night. But really brightens up my skin, helps with congestion. I definitely had a fun time playing with different textures this year for skincare. I really explored several different balms and oils and serums and things like that. And I love that there's quite a variety coming out. I have stayed away from a lot of moisturizers and preferred using oils, but I've loved all these very like whipped lightweight moisturizers that have been coming out, and Herbivore came out this year with the Pink Cloud Rose Water Moisture Cream. It's very cooling and light, very, very thin in consistency. I found it to be calming and just like the perfect amount of moisture during the summer. If it was a little bit dry out, it's something that I would layer with, but it also was one of those great products to layer with. And somebody who enjoys a little bit of cocktailing with a routine, this was great. And it gives really plump, juicy skin. So again, it would be something that I would love to reach for in the morning before I do my makeup, so then I have a really nice kind of canvas to work with. And then I'm rounding out with 4 different indie brands that I really fell for this year. First up, I'll talk about the MOA, the Green Balm. So it's a multi-purpose balm, and it has a really beautiful kind of thin, icy texture. It's quite like dense and it melts. So this has lasted me pretty long time, even though it's something I reach for quite often, as well as it's another thing that I'll leave out for my husband to grab because I love using this for breakouts. So if he has anything, I just tell him to reach for this because it does have the tea tree in it, as well as the yarrow, which is incredibly healing. So two balms in this video that included yarrow. Another balm that I really loved this last year was the 8 Faces Boundless Solid Oil. The star ingredient in this was amla berry. So it's really high in antioxidants. It's a very healing balm. So I would use this again when my skin was kind of irritated. Also just like on lazy like day routines, lazy night routines where I'm just like can't necessarily be bothered to do much, so I just get stuff off my face and then I would throw some of this on. So this is the like newest thing that I've picked up that is making its way into this video, and it is the Wabi Sabi Moisture Boost. It was, I believe, in my November favorites, and I've loved it so much that I wanted to include it in this video. Very moisturizing, it just sinks in really beautifully. Again, a really good product for prepping for makeup, and also just like for giving your skin a nice big drink of water. So I've loved this. Curious to see more from this brand. The owner of this brand, I've been seeing she's been coming out with some more products recently and has been getting more exposure. So excited to see what will be with this brand in 2019. And then lastly, skincare wise, the La Prunier Plum Beauty Oil. This kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter from my makeup video. This is probably like my version of that, where if I had to like narrow things super down, this would make the cut. Might be the last one standing. I've loved this. I love this so much that I've purchased this three times. It's 100% plum oil. This is so incredibly antioxidant rich. It's full, I believe, of vitamin A. It's just been really nice to use at morning and at night. It sinks in really wonderfully. It smells like marzipan. Just a beautiful oil that I have used so much of. Hair care wise, I have like a lot of my favorites from like Verb and Moroccan oil, but one brand that I tested out quite a bit from this year was Kristen S. I really fell in love with this line, specifically the air dry cream as well as the leave-in conditioner. I found these to be really effective and just great and good pricing. I think they're at Target. So they're all around like $10, maybe $15 depending on the product. Both of these you use on wet hair, but the leave-in conditioner just helps with softening and detangling and just helping with shine. And then this is really great for just days I didn't want to do anything heat related. It's the air dry cream. So again, on the way to being almost all the way dry, but still a little bit wet, I would put this in my hair, scrunch it in, and it would just help my hair dry in a more manageable way. So this really helped it be more smooth and to create more soft waves. In terms of body care, I got really into a couple of body oils this year. The first one is the Trader Joe's Lemon, Grass, and Coconut Body Oil. Don't even know how many times I've purchased this at this point. I think it is a mix of coconut, olive, sweet almond, jojoba, and then I think it's scented with lemongrass. Use this all the time. Great. Absorbs pretty fast out of the bath or the shower, and it's such the right price. So definitely like my favorite affordable find this past year. And then on the other end, which I don't have it on me anymore because I used it all up, so it's somewhere in like an empties pile I have in my house of boxes since I moved and everything doesn't have a home yet. But the Daughter of the Land oil, I really loved this last year. And then last oil that I really loved was from Fur. So I actually have a couple things from Fur. I also have the stubble cream, which I really like. The Fur oil though is like an essential. I don't know if I brought this product up on my channel. Maybe I had it in a haul, but really loved this oil. So if you're unfamiliar, Fur is a brand that mainly specializes in like private area and just like hair in general. So this is formulated to help with basically your bikini line, and it does that really well. I kind of stopped using it for a little while, forgot about it, and the bumps and things like that came back, and this really actually helps with that. There's definitely been an explosion of like body and like private area body related skincare in this last year, and like some of it just like seems super gimmicky, but that one really works. And then lastly, I have a few scent related things that I love. My most reached for, most used, as it only has a little bit left, perfume was Glossier You. I actually didn't care for this when I first got it, but it's got like that like Love Potion #9, like MSG kind of effect or whatever, because I've heard other people say this where they didn't care for it at first, but then it just like has this like addictive kind of quality. So I would just spray it on and then I would want more of it and I would keep spraying it. Just it's very sensual and compliment giving. Actually, I would get complimented quite a bit when I would wear this scent. So another one, like the Hourglass Scattered Light eyeshadow, which I would always get complimented on. I would always or often get complimented on the smell of me when I would wear this. And then lastly, I picked up two different sort of scent, slightly aromatherapy related products from Demanuel this past year. She came out with the Sleep series, which I don't know if it was limited edition. It's still at a few places, but it's a mix of different like roller balls and like sniffers and balms that relate to different kind of sleep problems, both with falling asleep and staying asleep. So I indulged in picking up the Anchor, which is for like people who are restless sleepers, which I totally am. But this just has had a nice effect. I don't know necessarily if it's 100% related to sleeping better, but it definitely helps with calming, and it helps create more of a routine and a ritual towards falling asleep, which is definitely key in doing that. And I really appreciated that, as well as the Altitude oils. This one has been out for quite a long time, several years. It's kind of one of the, I think, more famous of the Demanuel products. And this one I carry around with me quite often. It's quite worn actually from being tousled around in my bag. And it's just a really good uplifting scent, kind of re-energizing. It's like a modern take on smelling salts. So it just kind of gives you just an uplifting scent rather. So it was just a really nice thing to have around if I'm feeling drowsy or low. It's not like a cure-all for anxiety or anything that you actually need to medically or therapeutically address, but for like a calming little purse situation, this was lovely this last year, as well as for smelly airports. So yeah, those are all of my beauty favorites from this last year of 2018. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to know if any of my favorites were your favorites, or other favorites that are of yours, because you guys always have such good recommendations. I picked up quite a few things that you guys have suggested, so I'd love to know what yours were. And like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribed if you aren't already and you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.